is Nigeria has a bunch of oil deals with China because Nigeria has a large oil deposit.
Hmm.
So the United States is going into a country with a large oil deposit.
We're not known for that, though.
No. And they're also trying to go in and essentially win favor with a country that has already made peace and deals with China. So a whole bunch of shit going on there.
All right. I am situated. We got everything good for the stream, so I think we can actually get into the meat and potatoes of these stories now.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
I have this story up. I should pull it up for your screen as well. Let's see. Pull it
I
up.
can see it on the screen.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you on the Vid Ninja. There you go. So this is from the Post Millennial. Breaking: USA may stop all aid to Nigeria. Could go in guns ablazing to wipe out Islamic terrorists who are killing Christians. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. President Donald Trump has said that if the Nigerian government allows for the continual killing of Christians to take place in the country, he will stop all aid and assistance from the U.S. going to the country, and that the U.S. could intervene. Trump posted on Truth Social: if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns ablazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I thought America First was not for war.
I mean, do you want the geopolitical, the religious, or I mean, which bullshit answer do you want me to give you for this?
Which bullshit answer? So they're all bullshit answers.
Well, no. I mean, there is a legitimate case to make that by going in there and making better friends with Nigeria, China loses its position in the country. I mean, is that America First? No, I mean,
making allies would be America First, but going to war with another country is not.
They're not going to war with the country. They're going to war with the Islamic terrorists / warlords.
Yeah, but that's the argument they're making for Venezuela right now, and we're about to go to war with them too.
Well, I mean, the question
they're saying
right
cartels.
now should be, who are we not going to war with, Tyler?
Yeah, no, it's just fun. It's just interesting to me that you have so many people on the right that are like, oh, there's no new wars. We're not starting wars. We don't want war. And it's like, well, who are we not trying to start war with right now?
There is no war in Ba Sing Se, and we were always at war with East Asia.
There's no war in Greenland.
Yeah, there's no war in Greenland. I was promised fucking Greenland, okay? At the beginning of this president's term, we were promised Greenland.
No, God promised Greenland to us thousands of years ago.
And I'm just saying, I don't see any Greenland in the United States. There is no, Republic of Greenland in Congress right now. Where's their representation?
Good question. Well, and then we have this tweet from Trump here. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. I'm in support of that. That's fine. If we want to stop aid and assistance, I mean, I feel like we should do that anyway, unless they're our ally. But even then, I don't know. It depends. And may very well go into that now we may very well go into that disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attacked our cherished Christians, warning the Nigerian government better move fast. Now the question is Trump serious, or is he using this as a negotiation tactic?
That's the other question you have to ask yourself, because it's always a negotiation, right? So I don't think when is it never not a negotiation for him?
Well, because I mean, it's the same thing for when he said that we'd put boots on the ground for Ukraine, and it's like, well, I think that's just him trying to bring Putin back to the table.
No, I'm genuinely serious when I say, when is it not a negotiation for him? I think literally that is what he is always doing, constantly, nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, even in war things right now. I mean, like, even when he's making these bombastic statements, which he will follow up with if given a chance, he's still negotiating.
I still find it still baffles me that you have so many people on the right that'll complain about Congress not approving war powers, and then Trump comes in and they're like, oh yeah, dude, bomb all the boats, go to war with these countries.
Well, I've brought it up several times now. There's there's a Jamaican family, I think they're Jamaican, that are asking about proof that those drug boats, essentially in Venezuela, are drug boats. And everybody's response to that is, well, how many cheap fishing boats do you have with 3 outboard motors? That just proves they're a drug cartel. I'm sorry, what the fuck are you saying? Like, if I drive a nice car, I'm automatically a drug dealer? Is that where we're going with this? Everybody who works on Wall Street's addicted to cocaine? Like, are we seriously not actually following shit up with evidence at this point? I've got a lot of, I think they have evidence. Like, I believe them that they are drug like dealers.
But this goes back to the transparency thing. They're not being transparent. Like, sure.
Well, I was literally just talking to you about that, and we'll get into that next. But yeah, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say this goes back to exactly, and you've been bringing it up like the past few months, and I too have been bringing it up. This administration, for all the things that I agree with them on, they're not being transparent enough. There has to be evidence. There has to be some sort of intel for them to be like, okay, yeah, these people are cartel members that are about to bring drugs to our country. Why is it that they can declassify the video of them getting blown the fuck up, but they can't declassify the intel that gave them reason to do it?
They've deployed an aircraft carrier. A fucking aircraft carrier. Sorry, we're on YouTube, but
I already cussed. It's fine.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to deploy an aircraft carrier, the least you can do is back that shit up.
I covered that last week. There's multiple statements from our government that are now saying that a ground invasion of Venezuela is imminent.
Where's your fucking evidence for this shit?
Like, I get it, guys. Like, I want to go after the cartels, too. I want to remove the cartels. I want to remove their ability to come into the country with all these drugs. My question, Stork, is why is it that we have to bomb them off the coast of Venezuela? Why is it that we can't be defending our shores, and the moment they enter our territorial waters and they don't respond, you bomb them?
Okay, like on that point, right? Like, I've been having conversations about the trucker thing a lot lately and whatever, right? And the easiest way to catch those guys is when they leave the trucking yard, the shipping yard, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, you want to go to where they are. You know, you don't fish, you know, at the dry spots. You go to where the fucking fish are. I get that. 100% understand that shit, right? But at the same time, I've got a lot of other questions essentially about what that can means, because when it comes to the trucker shit, for example, they're not actually going and raiding these companies that are hiring these truckers. That seems a little weird. I've been told you have to catch these guys in transit, in movement kind of thing. These guys aren't legal immigrants, so why the fuck do we have to wait for them to actually be driving to do this, right? So when it comes back to this,
they're already breaking the law. Why do we have to wait for them to break more laws?
Yeah. Like when it comes to this drug shit and everything out of Venezuela, I'm sitting here going, okay, it makes sense to go where they are. It makes sense to even stop them. But don't we have fucking like guns that are like pinpoint accurate to take out the fucking engines on these things? Don't we have all kinds of shit? And it seems a little weird that we're just blowing these things up. Like, just like, you know what? Let me ask this question. If this was 20 years ago, they disable the engine. They would say, if any of you fire upon us, we will fucking kill you. They'd go in there, they'd get the drugs off, and we would have evidence of all of this shit, right? That's not what's fucking happening in any of this kind of situation. In this entire situation, we're like, oh, well, we had to kill them because they were drug dealers.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on. They're cartel members. Allegedly, they're cartel members from another country, and instead of trying to immobilize them or intercept them, we are just obliterating them.
I mean, you've seen the fucking videos. We know that we have like laser guns that can disable boats now.
No,
right?
You got to do a flak shotgun blast into the ocean.
I mean, no, that's really what they're doing, though.
I know. That's why I said it. Look, I know people aren't going to care about all the sea life or something like that, but just think about the collateral damage when you do something like that. And then even besides that, how do you know that they wouldn't have surrendered? Like, do we know that these people were firing upon us first? We're the ones firing first.
I have a lot of questions about this, Tyler, and no one's fucking answering them. And when I ask questions, people are just like, "Oh, well, drug dealers, who cares?" And I'm just like,
And to tie this back to Nigeria, I mean, are we going to start seeing similar actions like this in Nigeria? We're going to start drone striking certain targets, and then we're going to get videos like, "Yeah, we got him," and it's like, but why did we get him?
I think you were actually in the audience for this. Do you remember the story? And I know we covered it on Chris's show too at one point, but it was a plane registered out of Africa being flown by an Australian that went down over Colombia or Brazil. I want to say it was over Brazil, and it was carrying a bunch of cocaine with SpaceX logos on it. What I'm saying is sometimes there's just a lot of weird shit in drugland, and maybe we need to check these people that we think are carrying drugs in boats.
Melted has a counterpoint to make about the shooting of the engines. He said saying that we have guns to take out the engines is like saying, why don't cops shoot the criminals in the leg store?
Because to be clear, I mean, good point, Melted. Good point. These guns are accurate to 2-3 miles. Like we have that shit capable, and the boats are at least a couple of 100 yards, if not half a mile from where the boat that's sinking them is. And for all we know, the criminal isn't pointing a gun at the other boat. So you're asking me why the cop doesn't shoot the boat that poses no threat to them in the leg? I think we've already skipped a step by the time we get to that question about why they don't shoot them in the leg. Like, are we commanding them to stop before we sink the boats?
I mean that would be the question, right? Is are we getting in communication with these people at any point before just obliterating them?
Like like, don't get me wrong. If they are drug boats, if they are armed, sink the fucking boats. I'm 100% on board with sinking the fucking boats.
Melton said his point is that it's not an easy thing to do. I think it is. It's not a super difficult thing to do, though. We've seen plenty of videos of Coast Guard and military rolling up on these boats, rolling up on these submarines, and they've taken them non-violently before.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I don't think it's impossible to do, especially when we have a whole fleet of boats out there right now. What our question in here, Melted, is why is it that we're resorting to immediately bombing them? Why is that the first option? Why is it that we're not trying to communicate with them? Why is it that we're not trying to apprehend them in some way?
You understand that we have intact makeshift submarines or light submersible vessels. Okay, let's not get into.
Yeah, they like barely go under the.
They're barely made out of proper material to be under the water in the first place, and we can get these submarines in almost pristine, like intact condition, but for some reason the boat we have to blow up.
Melton says, yeah, the subs are moving at like 5 knots, not the fishing boat with 3 motors going 25 knots. Again, they all of these people have radios. You could at least try to communicate with them. Why is it that we look? Even besides the point, right, Melton? If you can't get close enough to the boat to get in communication with them, how do you know what's on the boat?
Actually, you bring up a very good point there. Okay, they normally would have radios to call on the good radio to this guy. Hey, this is the U.S. Coast Guard. Slow the fuck down. You're going to be inspected for drug paraphernalia. All I'm asking for is literally a recording of them trying to contact them by radio. That would be enough to at least make me go, okay, well, they're trying to contact them. We don't even have a radio recording of them radioing to these guys.
Yeah, I think Stork and I are just asking for a bit more evidence than trust me, bro. They had drugs.
Yeah, like I don't think Tyler is opposed to blowing up the boats if they're drug dealers. Are you?
I'm not opposed to that. I want to
I'm
make
not
sure
opposed to
that
it.
that's what's happening.
Yeah, let's pretend, okay, that this is the government officials of Venezuela, a communist country, which that is what they are right now. They're claiming to be socialist, communist, whatever. They're authoritarian. Let's pretend that there are refugees on this boat, and not like kind of refugees, like prisoners that have been let go that they shipped to America, but actual refugees. Okay.
Guido says that they've been following the boat since they were loaded. Okay, well then show us pictures of them loading the drugs on the boat or something.
If you've been following them, there's pictures, there's videos, there's all kinds of shit.
Guido, I'm not saying you're wrong, Guido. I'm just saying that I would like to see that.
Literally what you said a second ago. The Trust Me Bro administration is
That's what's
kind of
going
what we're
on. Like
dealing with.
it's not even that I'm opposed to taking out the cartels and stuff like that. It's literally I don't want to blindly trust our government.
I'm actually 100% on board with taking out the cartels.
Right.
I probably am too on board with taking out the cartels. But I'd like to know that that's what they are.
Right. And then here, let's get back to because we were talking about Nigeria. Hey, doggo, stop. Doggo's biting wires. No biting wires. What's called but back to this with Nigeria, because it does tie into it a little bit. We're talking about starting foreign wars and foreign conflicts that is not congressionally approved. So following Trump's warning, it says the warning from Trump comes as there have been more reports from Nigeria of Islamic terror groups, such as the Boko Haram, conducting the mass slaughter of Christians in the country. On Friday, Trump also spoke about the killings of Christians taking place in the country. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4476 worldwide, something must be done. Trump wrote in a post on Friday, I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with the chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. So what should be done here, though, Stork? Like, should we go invade another country to help Christians? Should we open our borders to Christian refugees, or should we just not stay out of it? Like, or should we just stay out of it? I don't.
One, I know quite a few based Nigerian Christians, so I'm not unsympathetic to the letting them into our country bit. But again, I don't like the idea of that, because when we do that, we get 90% men, 10% women, and they're all of fighting age. And my question is, if all of you are here, who's fighting to protect your country? So, I got questions. But when it comes to Nigeria, we're spending how much in Ukraine?
I don't even, I stopped counting.
We're 95% sure that they're the ones who blew up the pipeline.
Yeah, it's basically been confirmed.
And we're spending how much in Israel?
Again, too much.
And they're intentionally going in and kill, I've seen the videos now of these Israeli IDF people being happy that they're going and killing kids. I'm not saying that all of them are like that. I'm not an anti-Israel guy, but I am in a let's stay the fuck out of Israel kind of position. It's not complicated. That's my position on Israel. So when it comes to Nigeria, where we actually have bad shit happening, right? Shit that is of our interest, that is of our global interest. Why the fuck are we not doing anything?
I mean, I think in the minimum, we definitely need to cut off ties with Nigeria if this is what they're going to be doing. And Stork brings up another point, or not Stork, Melted brings up another point for us, Stork. He said, what if there are spies that are calling out the boats to the U.S.? We can't tell them that we have spies.
We've already told them that we have spies. Literally, they have already said the CIA is who's confirming which one are the drug boats.
Well, even beyond that, Stork, again, we're back to the trust me, bro, there's drugs on that boat. So, if we have spies over there and they're getting intel, where's the info? Where's the intel? Are we again just there? We have spies over there and they're like, oh yeah, this boat bombed this one. And it's like, okay, well, why are we bombing that one?
Again, I'm fine with the bombing of the boats.
As am I. I want a little bit more backing to it. It's really hard to defend this stuff. Look, my positions are they always revolve around being able to defend it to the next person I talk to. If I go and talk to someone and I have a position on something and I can't back it up with facts and logic, then I'm not gonna go share it with them. I'm not gonna defend the point. So again, with these boats, I'm in favor of bombing the boats, but if I don't have a backing as to why I'm okay with bombing the boats, I'm not going to go around like defending it.
I'm going to be as patronizing to you as I can right now, Tyler, okay?
Oh, good.
You're young, so maybe you don't remember, but this sounds exactly like weapons of mass destruction bullshit. Why are we having this conversation again?
Beats me, man. It really does.
Trust me, they have weapons of mass destruction. Like what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. And in my position on the Nigeria stuff, I'm fine with cutting off ties, fine with sanctions, all that good stuff. As far as like going in militarily, I would only be okay with it if Congress approves it, because that's what the Constitution subscribes.
The only point I guess that I can give towards Nigeria of us like intervening is Nigeria is probably the closest thing we have to like a Western African nation that is friendly with us. That's probably about the best I can really make out with that. So in terms of like defending our allies in the region, maybe you can make a case for that.
And to answer your question, AG Ripe, he said, devil's advocate, what is the ulterior motive for bombing the boats if they have no drugs? The ulterior motive is that they want regime change in Venezuela, and they're looking for justification to go in and invade.
There's that. Again, China has a lot of... we've got two countries right now, Tyler, where China has signed oil deals with those countries. And we're getting involved in them.
It all comes back to China.
All comes back to China and oil. Fuck. Bomb them till I can go on vacation again? Yeah, well, you know... Yeah.
I mean, my parents are on vacation right now. They're taking a cruise down to Mexico.
Down to Mexico.
Down to Mexico.
That Jewish one state. Anyhow.
But we can move on to the next thing you wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about this clip from 60 Minutes with Anna Paulina Luna.
I do want to talk about that, and
yeah, final thoughts on the cartel Nigeria stuff before we go to that.
Nigeria needs to be, and it's not cartel, they're fucking warlords. They're like Islamic warlords raiding from the
I'm just saying because we were talking about the two issues.
Oh, as far as the drug cartels, I'm fine with it happening if they're drug cartels, but I'm tired of trust me, it's getting done shit, because, and I think we were talking about this just before we went live.
Yeah, you brought up a number that Tom Homan hopes to get 400,000 deportations.
We'll get to that in just exactly 2 seconds.
That's nothing.
We'll talk about that exactly in 2 minutes. But my issue is again, enough of the trust me, bro bullshit. And when it comes to Nigeria, I feel like, you know, if we're going to be supporting any country, that actually is a decent country to be supporting at the moment. Not fucking Ukraine, who goes and blows up pipelines. Nigeria is a pretty good, decent one. So, you know, there are certain people that ask all the time why we don't talk about other tragedies. I'm literally talking about the other tragedy right now.
Right.
And I'm okay with it. So...